Now, the rest of the story.
All right, good evening, good night, good morning, depending on where you're at. I'm down at my place, and looking to the north, there's supposedly, and I just checked the radar, but there's a pretty good bank of solid red storm clouds coming our way. Now, for the year we've had, you really wouldn't think I'd be kind of excited for a little bit of moisture, because the last moisture we actually had was over a week ago now. Now that doesn't seem like much, and I'm shaking you guys all over the place, but the grass is starting to show some lack of moisture. The corn and soybeans would definitely benefit from rain, but if we didn't get any, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I mean, will it affect yields? Maybe to a slight degree, but will it affect the hay yields? At this point, I don't think anybody knows what's going on with hay. The hay market is up. Hay, well, as far as up, in regards to current hay prices, I don't know what actual hay bales are going for, but I did see that grass hay bales, like the water, like the stuff that you guys saw me stacking in the pole shed up there, those are going for 110 to 150 bucks a bale, a ton. 110, 150 bucks a ton. It's August. I mean, summer, it's haymaking season. And for the prices to be that high, it's kind of alarming. We don't typically ever buy hay. Memory serves me right, I do not remember ever buying hay. Now back in, what was it, 88? We had a drought year, and Grandpa was short on feed. So what he actually ended up doing was like January, February, he bought a bunch of round bales, hay bales from somewhere. I think he bought like 200 bales, and in February he set up the blower to the harvester up at Rockville, the hay harvester, and hired in a hay buster or a hay grinder, and had somebody come in and grind up those 200 bales and blew them up the silo for feed, because they were that short. I mean, the hay crop just didn't produce. Now we're kind of having the opposite effect this year. We have plenty of moisture. I'll just pull this ear off anyway. We have plenty of moisture. Would somebody say almost too much? Yeah. We had too much early on, and the moisture for us, the rain actually carried right on through the month of July. Only problem is, the month that we really need it, where it really counts, especially for the soybeans, August, that'll probably be just our luck, is when the rain will shut off. Because Grandpa always used to say that. Whenever you start, or don't ever start hoping for rain, or hoping for it to dry out, because what happens is then the weather goes to the other extreme. So we're hoping that it would quit raining so maybe we can get out and do some stuff. Well, to that effect, the faucet might just shut off and we won't get any rain for the next 4 or 5 months. For how we're sitting in this part of the country, southwest Wisconsin, for those of you that are just tuning in and new to the channel, it wouldn't be the end of the world if it quits raining. The roots, the current root depth is a little bit of an issue. I'm not sure how deep our roots are if we really just completely quit raining. I still think we'll be okay. I mean, the water table is just so stupid high right now. I mean, this is what the crops look like. I mean, that's a really awesome, accurate representation of what the crops look like. I mean, just the outside few rows. But all of our corn looks really nice. I mean, this is, let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. This is only 16 kernels around, and I'd say maybe 35 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Easily, it's 35 right there. There's a lot of kernels left that I don't typically count. So 16 around by 35, just to go for a happy average. This farm was planted at 32,000 seeds per acre, and it did get burnt. See, that's what all this is. That's from getting top dressed with urea. It looks terrible. Honestly, I think it looks worse than what it actually is. I had a farm last year that we did exactly that. I picked it up late in the year, and I didn't get a chance to put any anhydrous on it, and I refused to take the time to do it in the spring. I don't really like applying spring anhydrous, at least for us. And that farm ended up running, what, 220. So, but that's also with the liquid starter with the planter, side dressing with the cultivator, and then top dressing. So spoon feeding it, splitting out your nitrogen. But typically, for those of you that are wondering, it is 8 o'clock at night, and usually the sun is up for at least another hour and 15 minutes, and my yard light's been on for a good 15 minutes. It's kind of like the calm before the storm. I'm really surprised the cows aren't freaking out right now. But our cows, our beef herd, maybe I should do another update on the beef cows. But they're spread out this year because Mr. Bull that we had last year just wasn't quite getting to it. Looks like he got the job done, but for when he was put in with the cows last year, we're still having cows calve now. I mean, I went and checked them yesterday, and I had a calf running around with a fresh umbilical. Not too crazy about that. I really would have preferred if we were done calving like May, June. So that kind of throws off, well, what the, kind of throws off our whole feeding schedule as far as raising these calves up. The grain drill's down here because I hadn't had a chance to put it in the shed. I seeded down a bunch of the yard there. That was all gravel that I ended up scooping up with the JCB. So that's back down to dirt, seeded it down. Part of my driveway on the lower end where it is grass, it's supposed to be grass, and the all of the rain that we had this year just made about a foot deep ditch in it. So I got oats and grass seed in here, which makes for, well, to be honest, that's the same mix I'd put in the field. And then I put grass seed up in the seed boxes too, just because I, hit it with both barrels, doing waterways. But as far as even for the field, I'm kind of thinking more along the lines of oats, then a coffee can full of grass seed, orchard grass, over top the oats, and then alfalfa seed in the front, because I was told, recommended to me from a local farmer, that he actually said he does that and actually increases the tonnage in your hay if you mix a little bit of grass in with it, as opposed to just going with pure alfalfa. Because we are raising beef cows, we're not doing dairy anymore, so the high-end quality alfalfa, straight alfalfa, really isn't a huge requirement. But the thing I noticed is the birds or the mice are getting in and they're digging out all my oat seed. So I gotta get this thing cleaned up and back into the machine shed. The way it's built right now, I'm not exactly worried about the seed getting wet. So I don't know, it was just poor timing because that was hooked onto the 4020, but I had a whole bunch of stuff I had to put in the machine shed first, and I needed the 4020. So I had to drop the pin and run. So it's getting darker out. It's starting to flash a little bit of lightning back there, so I better call this one good for tonight. Thanks for riding along, wow. Thanks for hanging out, waiting for the rain to hit. A little bit of rain isn't gonna hurt. It's just not the 3 to 5 inches in 10-minute storms are the ones we're trying to avoid here. So take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.